Welcome to VTeach. In this class, we will discuss single line diagrams, impedance diagram and reactance diagram. In the previous class, we have discussed per unit quantities. What is per unit quantity? What is the use of per unit quantity? And what are the advantages and disadvantages of per unit quantities? And formulas for per unit quantities in single phase system and three phase system. In this class, we will see a single line diagram. See, what is single line diagram? Simply, a simple definition for single line diagram is representing a power system network in single line format. That is in simple way. Okay, so we will see that the single line diagram explanation one by one. See, single line diagram is the representation of a power system using the simple symbol for each component. That is, for each and every element we have a equivalent symbol. In power systems, we represent all those elements in terms of their components, simple components. That means, if you have an alternator, we represent simple alternator as G in single line diagram. If you have a synchronous motor or motor, we will represent it as M. That is a simple representation. Okay. A single line diagram of power system is the network which shows the main connections and arrangements of the system components along with their data. That is, in single line diagram, so the data given for the machines will never get eliminated. Okay, those data will present there in a single line diagram. Only the thing is, we represent all the components in the power system in terms of a simple diagrams. That's it. Okay, their output rating, their voltage rating, their resistance and reactance values will never get eliminated. Okay. And next one is, it is not necessary to show all the components of the system on a single line diagram. Example, circuit breakers need not to be shown in the load flow study but are the must for protection study. See, in single line diagram we have circuit breakers in power systems, we know that, but if we want to represent a circuit breaker in single line diagram, there is of no use for us. That's the reason we represent those circuit breakers as a square block. As a square block, it means circuit breakers are represented with a square blocks. Okay, in the single line diagram, the system component is usually drawn in the form of their symbols. Already told you that the system components is usually drawn in the form of their symbols. Okay, generator, transformer connections, star, delta and neutral earthing are indicated by symbols drawn by the side of the representation of these elements. That is, all these elements are represented with their simple diagrams. Okay, and if you have the generator, for generator, if it is star connection or delta connection, those connections are represented beside those elements. Beside those elements, they represent for a star connection like this or for delta connection like this. Beside those elements, if suppose if you have a generator means, so for star connection we represent like this. If you have a motor, if it is delta connection, we represent like this. Okay, and circuit breakers are represented by rectangular blocks. I already told you that circuit breakers are represented by rectangular blocks. See here, this is the single line diagram. See, this is the generator. This is the generator, and this is the star connected generator where it is grounded. And this is the circuit breaker, and this is bus. This is bus, and this is circuit breaker. And this is transformer, and moreover it is delta star connected transformer. See here, delta and star for transformer T1, and this is again a circuit breaker, and this is a transmission line which is having the value of J16 ohms. It is 60, not 16, 60 ohms. It is a circuit breaker again, and we have transformer T2, and this transformer connection is star and delta. Again we have circuit breaker, we have a bus here, and again we have circuit breaker, and finally it is a motor, and motor is for a star connected motor where it is grounded. This is the single line diagram representation of a simple power system network. Okay, see here, the ratings of generator are 40 MVA, 11 kV, X double dash is equal to 20%. That is reactance. Okay, this is the reactance of a generator. Motor, 30 MVA, 11 kV, X double dash is equal to 30%. Okay, this is also the reactance of the motor. For transformer T1, the ratings are 40 MVA, 11 by 220 kV, X is equal to 15%. For transformer T2, 40 MVA, 220 by 11 kV, X is equal to 15%. These four are the ratings of this generator, motor and transformer T1 and transformer T2. Okay, that is about a single line diagram. In the examination, if you ask the question like what is single line diagram means, if the question is for 2 marks, you just write these 2 points, 1 and 2. Okay, if the question is for 5 marks or 6 marks, you need to write all the 6 points and this diagram also. That is about single line diagram. Okay, next is impedance diagram. So what is impedance diagram? See, this impedance diagram is drawn from the single line diagram only. Okay, so without single line diagram, we are unable to draw this impedance diagram. Okay, so how we will draw this impedance diagram from a single line diagram means based on some assumptions. What are those assumptions? We will see that. See, a further simplification from the single line diagram with its symbols for the various components is to draw the diagram with impedances only. That is, the components which are present in the single line diagram are represented with their impedances. Okay, so in impedance diagram, each component is represented by its equivalent circuit. This is one of the important point here. Means we represent each and every component with their equivalent circuits. Okay, in impedance diagram. And now we will see the assumptions to draw impedance diagram. Okay, what is the first assumption here? The single phase transformers. The single phase transformer equivalents are shown as ideals with impedances on appropriate side. See, single phase transformers are referred as means are represented as their equivalent circuits. Okay, equivalent circuits means it consists of the primary impedance, secondary impedance and a magnetizing branch. Are already drawn at the starting of this unit 1 syllabus explanation. Okay, and the magnetizing reactances of the transformers are negligible. So we will neglect magnetizing reactances of transformers. And third one is generators are represented as a constant voltage sources with series resistance or reactance. That is, if you have a generator, see generator G, and it is represented with a series impedance like this. This is the representation of a generator in impedance diagram. Similarly for motor also. Okay, that is an impedance is connected in series with the voltage source. Okay, the transmission lines are approximated by their equivalent pi models. See, in transmission lines we have T network and pi network. Here transmission lines are approximated by their equivalent pi models. Means we represent the transmission lines in terms of their pi models. Pi model means we have a resistance and reactance and we have a shunt capacitance like this. This is the pi model. Okay, see, loads are assumed to be passive. Passive means passive elements. What are the passive elements? R, L, C. These three are passive elements. Okay, we represent the loads along with the resistances and inductors. Now to the capacitors, we will represent the loads with their resistance and inductance which are connected in series. That is like this. The loads are represented in the form of RL series. Okay. Neutral earthing impedances do not appear in the diagram as balanced conditions are assumed. So if you have neutral earthing impedances, those are neglected in impedance diagrams. Okay. The next one is the impedance diagram shown in above figure is known as positive sequence diagram. Okay, so we have positive sequence, negative sequence and zero sequence. We will know about these three sequence networks in the upcoming chapters. Okay, here just keep the point of positive sequence in our mind, that's it. Okay, so the impedance diagram which we have drawn from the single line diagram is purely a positive sequence network. Understand? And next one is we can represent that impedance diagram into three individual diagrams as positive sequence, negative sequence and zero sequence. So If you want, means if you divide the impedance diagram into three networks, positive, negative and zero. Okay, what is the purpose of dividing the impedance diagram into three networks? Means in order to calculate the fault currents, or in order to have the short circuit studies in unsymmetrical faults. We will see all these unsymmetrical faults and what do you mean by short circuit studies in the upcoming chapters. No need of getting worry about it. Okay, see, impedance diagrams can be divided into three networks, positive, negative and zero, for calculating the short circuit values in unsymmetrical faults. For calculating the short circuit values in unsymmetrical faults. Okay, that is about the impedance diagram. See, this is the impedance diagram. This impedance diagram is drawn from the single line diagram which I have explained earlier. Okay, by taking the difference of that single line diagram, I have drawn this impedance diagram. See here, this is the generator. So easy, where the impedance is in series with the generator. From here to here, we have a transformer. See here, this is the magnetizing branch, and this is the primary impedance, and this is the secondary impedance. Okay, from here to here, we have a transmission line. Transmission line is represented in the form of pi network. And again, we have transformer T2 up to here. Okay, and we have a motor here, and motor where the impedance is connected in series with the motor. Okay, see, I will show you the single line diagram first one. This is the single line diagram. For this single line diagram, we have drawn the impedance diagram. See, in the single line diagram, what are the components are present? Generator, transformer T1, transformer T2, transmission line, motor. First, this is generator G, and this is transformer T1, and this is transmission line, and this is transformer T2, and this is motor. So these things we have represented in the impedance diagram. See, these things we have represented in the impedance diagram. First one is generator, transformer T1, transmission line T2 and motor. Generator is represented with the impedance in series with the voltage source, whereas transformer T1 is represented with their equivalent circuits. Transmission line is represented with their pi equivalent, and again transformer T2 is represented with their equivalent circuits, and whereas motor is represented with their impedances in series with the voltage sources. Okay, we have seen, if you see the impedance diagram, see, this is the impedance diagram which we have drawn taking the reference as a single line diagram which I explained earlier. Okay, and one more point here is impedance diagram is also an important topic. So if they ask a question from impedance diagram, definitely it will be for 6 marks. Okay, for short answer questions there will be a question from per unit, but if they give a question from long answers theory question, definitely the question will be from impedance diagrams or single line diagrams or reactance diagrams. Okay, next we will see reactance diagram. See, reactance diagram is also drawn, means reactance diagram is obtained from the impedance diagram only. From single line diagram we have drawn impedance diagram. Okay, from impedance diagram we have drawn the reactance diagram. These three are interlinked. Okay, we will see the reactance diagram. What is reactance diagram and how we draw the reactance diagram. Okay, the impedance diagram can further be simplified by making certain assumptions and reduce it to simplified reactance diagram. Means we draw the reactance diagram from the impedance diagram based on some assumptions. That's it. Okay, so we will see the assumptions. So reactance diagram is drawn by neglecting. First one is effective resistance of generator armature. Effective resistance of generator armature, that is resistance of generator. Resistance of generator is neglected. Okay, transformer winding resistance, that is transformer winding resistance means R1 and R2. Transmission line resistance, so transmission line resistance R. Line charging, that is capacitance value, that is shunt capacitance. R and C are neglected. The magnetizing circuit of transformer in impedance diagram, so magnetizing circuit is also get neglected in reactance diagram. That is, see, this is the impedance diagram actually. Okay, in this impedance diagram, in order to draw the reactance diagram, what are the What are the elements that were neglected here is, see, this resistance value is neglected, this magnetizing reactance is get neglected, this resistance values in transformers are get neglected. Similarly, the shunt capacitance and resistance values are get neglected. And similarly, for transformer, magnetizing branch is neglected. R1 and R2 are also neglected in transformer T2, and whereas the resistance in motor is also get neglected. Means if you neglect these values, the final reactance diagram will be like, see, this is the reactance diagram. See, generator which is in series with the reactance of a generator, and whereas transformer T1 reactance, this is transmission line reactance, this is transformer T2 reactance, and we have the reactance which is connected in series with the motor. That is, in reactance diagram, all the elements are represented with their reactances, with their respective reactances. Okay, so in reactance diagram, we will represent all the values with their reactances only. So for this reactance diagram, what you need to do is, so first draw the impedance diagram. If you are confused in drawing a reactance diagram, first draw the impedance diagram from a single line diagram. Okay, and after that, reduce that, means eliminate the resistances, remove the resistances in that impedance diagram. Finally, we will get the reactance diagrams. One important point I want to tell you is, in the examination, definitely you are going to get a problem on reactance diagram or impedance diagram. In the examination, he will give a single line diagram problem. From that single line diagram, he asks you to, means he will ask you to draw a impedance diagram. So that is an important problem. Without that question, there will be no question paper. Okay, so that's it for today's class, and we will come in the next class with another topic called graph theory. Okay, which is in unit 1. Thank you.